assist the newly motivated and well-trained staff to create or enhance your program. Let them try. This was the hardest change for me in my upbringing and training in the Y and my leadership style. I had to let go. I had to trust the process. I had to admit that I was not the smartest person in the room. Well, I really had a problem. I had to admit I wasn't the smartest person in the room. And I had to be okay with that. I had to look at the staff and say, I have geared you up and jazzed you up. What do you have? I no longer do this. You see this instrument? I hate this instrument, unless it's for a very specific reason. But the meeting, and you've all seen it, you stand up and you go, so everybody throw out your ideas. And I always have to have someone write, because I have the worst handwriting ever. That's the true reason why I got out of teaching. Yeah. But everyone just starts throwing ideas up, right? How many ideas do you sometimes see on a flip chart when you have a room full this big throwing out ideas? Some? And how many people actually yell out an idea in a room this big? Put it this way, would everyone in this room yell out an idea? No, absolutely not. That's just human sociology. Some of you are internal. Some of you are external. Some of you, you're type A. I've been accused of that myself. Some of you are introverts and you're just like, hey, you know what? There's a time and a place to share my idea. Some of you dominate conversations. I'm not being bad about it. It's reality. In a group setting of yelling out ideas, there's going to be people that dominate it, and there's going to be people that feel really insecure about sharing their idea. We started this process. At Kern, when I do a storyboarding session for ideas, we go through more index cards, and I'm trying to find a new way because it's just not the most environmentally friendly thing, but I'm working on it. But everyone gets stacks of index cards and pens, and we'll say the header of the idea. Let's do a simple one. What themes should we try and create games for? What's the themes? Silence for the next 8 to 10 minutes. You, by yourself, with an index card, writing each and only one idea per card. Writing your ideas by yourself. Then all the cards dumped in a pile. A facilitator comes over to the board and starts going through the cards. And a magical thing happens. And this is why I encourage you to read Disney Way 1 and 2, because there's a whole section on storyboarding. A magical thing happens. The cards start getting similar and get into categories. So you'll see like 9 cards of pirates. So you have a pirate theme going on here, and you can put a header on it. Duplicates get tossed away. You'll see like 30 different ideas. The amazing thing is when you're done, you'll have about 200 to 300 ideas for themes and program. And here's the best part. When you go with one of these, who's bought into making that happen? The staff. I didn't hand it to you. I didn't say, go get my coffee and bring me back a pirate game. I would never do that. funny story. I took over Camp Algonquin in 1998. I get up north and the kitchen, this is a true story. Weirdest thing that ever happened to me. I wake up, go downstairs, take a shower. I step out of the bathroom from taking a shower. I'm telling you, a towel. I'm so happy. Good morning, my new job. There's the kitchen director standing right outside the door with a cup of coffee. How do you like your coffee? And I went, So I looked completely weak and timid. I grabbed the door, his shield. I'm like, what? He's like, how do you like coffee? I'm supposed to bring coffee to the director. And I'm like, A, never. B, freaking me out. I will get my own coffee. And that was my first cultural change at Algonquin. Because I personally, let me be dressed before we talk. Let me be dressed. Storyboarding, great technique. Constant data and evaluations of all programs. Review, revise, energize. How many times in the summer, now this is the taboo thing because you're busy, how many times do you take your evaluations and take them each week, sit your program team down, go through them, and adjust your program based on what the kids said? We do it every week. Every week, the evaluation, we do 3 different types of evaluations. Every camper has to fill out an evaluation. The counselors help them on Friday. They fill out their evaluations. Those are collected. The unit leaders take them, bring them in. We do a program meeting every summer with the admin team. Every Monday at lunch is the program team. We're bringing the results of last week's evaluations. What has to be changed? Because here's what I put to you. At the end of the summer, when you take all 3,000 evaluations, and you mind-numbingly, after the exhaustion of the summer, attempt to read all of them, and then you jot down your ideas in September while you're thinking about your vacation that's coming up, you then don't plan on putting those into play until May or June. Camping pays it forward. The program you deliver now, you will not see the results until full camper enrollment at the end of the next summer. And if you don't realize that, you need to start thinking that way. Summer 2010, I will not know the results till August 2011. Did my kids come back? Did we adjust in time and correct what could have been a huge problem? I put it to you to hit those evaluations on a weekly basis and adjust. And if you have a culture of staff that are bought in to doing an expert level of delivery, they'll adjust. They'll say, we can't do that game. Hey, this bathroom problem is a bathroom problem. Get maintenance over there. There's something going on here. Let's readjust. Let's reroute. See your program development schedule. Weekly during the summer, bi-monthly during the winter months. We have a program meeting bi-monthly, and we invite the summer admin team anytime during the year to join those meetings. Specialized weekends and summer admin training. Quality first and foremost. You must keep all promises. If it's in your brochure, that's the very first thing you have to adhere to. You cannot change your printed material that a parent made a decision based on. If it says you're going to get free lunches and that was a boo-boo, it's going to be free lunches that summer. Because someone made the decision, and even if you give this really great explanation and why it changed and it won't work, they still feel duped. And feeling duped is the lasting impression. You must adjust, even if you have to eat it. I got hit hard at home. My 5-year-old went to first camp. My 5-year-old, okay? And we have a first camp program. I'm really proud of it. It's the fastest growing program we have. So, early the first day of first camp check-in, I'm about to take Luke over. He's so excited. He's going to Dad's camp. He's going to do his thing. And Amy goes, "Where are you going?" I'm like, "What?" She goes, "You got to make his lunch." I was like, "What do you mean I got to make his lunch? Don't you read your own materials?" And I knew I was being ambushed. I knew she was waiting for this day. Like, I knew that Amy had planned this. She was like, "I'm going to get him, Mr. Camp Director." So she was waiting. She goes, "You got to make his lunch." You don't give lunch to the day campers, the 5-year-old program. They got to bring their own lunch. Well, that's kind of silly. I know it's silly. I'm like, I understand, Amy. I understand. So at check-in, I had a big note. It was like, "Lunches are now free. We will deliver lunches." And you know what? She was right to do it to me. Enrollment went up 15% the next week and 20% by the 5th week. Because day camps around us were making them pack lunches, had set hours. We extended the hours. We made drop-off from 7:30 to 9. And then we supplied all the meals, and we extended the pickup from 4 to 6. And by the 5th week, our day camp exploded. It was crazy. And yes, I'm giving you credit, Amy. Okay, I was so set up. This is us activating. Now, what I want to share with you about this is Camp Kern doing a Toy Story Big Game. I'm really proud of the games and the themes we do, but I need you to understand that it's only because of the culture we've created for staff that they're executed to the level they are. I don't make their costumes. I don't dictate what they need to do. I write the game, the mainframe of how the kids will travel, what the goals and the mission are. And what we like to say is, I put certain blocks in, and if the details are right, the kid's imagination fills in the spots. Enough detail where their imagination fills in the spots. The staff make their own costumes. At staff meeting on Sunday, the week before, they know what the theme's going to be, and then they tell us what they're going to do. They made these on their own. On their own, they made these costumes. and executed this. This is what you want to happen as a camp director. Do you want to be sitting around telling everyone you're going to be Slinky the dog and here's how I want you to do it? You want them on their own trying to make this happen. The other thing I'll tell you, I didn't plan on doing Toy Story last year. I didn't write the game. Week 5, the staff said, we want to do Toy Story. So I stayed up for 2 days straight and I wrote the game. They did all of this. This is when you know you've hit something, where they feel safe, where they're bought in, and they're executing. That's my son. I kind of hide it. It's kind of like the Where's Waldo. He's in every video I ever did. So, this was my favorite. The counselor took his car into the field, jacked it up, took off the tire, and became Pizza Planet dude. You don't think kids are filling in the blocks? Their imagination isn't taking over the rest? It doesn't have to be perfect, but since we went to this detail of Ken and Barbie and Sid having his shirt and Bazooka Joe, they filled in the blocks. He was kind of strange, but we like him. We become known for big games only because the staff executes them to this level. And how nice is it when your staff takes up the banner? My favorite, Etch-a-Sketch. The story was, as Buzz and Woody got disappeared, and the kids with toys, talking to toys, where are they? And they find out that Bazooka Joe lied to them. And then he breaks down and he was like, I'm sorry, I wasn't man enough to help him. And he shows them a video of Sid kidnapping him. And then the kids have to go save Buzz and Woody from Sid and his dog. Okay. Oh, does it not stop? Oh, I have to stop it. Alright. I'll come back to that if we have time. Step 4. Culture reinforcement. The most important step. Otherwise, everything you've been saying means nothing. You have to put it into practice in your own actions. 4 comes back to you. It comes back to you being true to what you said you were going to do. You want to keep having a place where the kids feel like stars. It's my favorite picture. And I had to have one cheesy line in this presentation. But the best compliment I got was from this group of girls. I was sitting talking to them, and we had just taken this picture from the new treehouse. And this young lady right here, she said, hey Jeff, I want to thank you. And I went, her name was Tabitha. I went, thank me for what? I mean, to the kids, I'm the guy who's just in charge of water. Like that's Jeff. The only time you see Jeff is like the last stop before purgatory. Like, you know, like if you've been sent to Jeff's office, but I've worked really hard that kids know that they can come to my office. Every level of staff, open door policy. Talk about that in a second. But she said, I want to thank you. And I went, why? And she was like, I had the best time. The game this week was incredible. And she's like, and I know that you're behind a lot of it. And I was like, that's really sweet. I've never talked to her before. She'd been coming to camp for 5 years. First time she talked to me, and that's what she said. And I was like, well, thank you. That means a lot. And then I turned around and cried like a baby all the way back to the office. But nobody saw that. And I'm only admitting it here on the East Coast because no one knows that. Culture reinforcement. We do dream retreats. Every year, I have at least 4 all-staff retreats. 4. Where all the staff are brought together, start with rumor control, sharing of ideas, how can we make our individual programs better? And then we dream it. We storyboard everything. Have a massive retreat of just sharing ideas. Not guided, not led. I don't tell them this is what we're going to talk about today. They know. They know the dream retreat schedule. We want to tell you from the front line, here's things that'll make life better, and we know you're open to it. Staff board volunteers, we bring the board, the volunteers in. We do open program participants. I invite families. You want to come to the dream retreat? It's cool with me. This is not, and I get in trouble with camps for this, so precursor, but I want to tell you right now that I believe wholeheartedly that what we do is not national security. It's not. Some people treat it as though it is. We make magic. We make great memories. We give kids great memories that they can refer to when the bad times come. And that's something to be proud of. And being open about how we do it is good. Be open about it. We have open meetings. My staff, my team meeting every Monday morning is open to everyone in camp. Anyone can come. Housekeeping, naturalists. I don't have a single meeting that's closed door. And I have backed that up for 8 years. There is only 2 reasons my office door is closed. 1, you asked me to close it. Or 2, it's disciplinary. It's the only 2 ways my door closes. And I've backed that up. Second thing I backed up with an open door policy is anyone can talk to me. Child, parent, LIT, junior counselor, CIT. In fact, I spend a lot of time going and introducing myself so they know they can come talk to me. Here's what's most important. Does your next level of management know not to question them for coming to see you? And you know you're at a good place when a junior counselor just gets an idea, walks into the exec's office, comes out smiling, and no one's asking, what was that about? Because it's not a threat to their senior counselor. It's not a threat to their unit leader. It's not a threat to the program director. It's an open environment that's backed up. You want to get in trouble? Corner that kid and let me find out about it. Because you're not going to endanger our culture.